If you end up liking this video, you'll love my radio show on urbannationradio.com. It airs every Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. In that show, I talk about movies, technology, and video games, and you can also call in. It's an internet radio show, meaning it is worldwide. Anybody from around the world can listen. I'm Venom saying thank you for watching, and make sure you also subscribe. Now on to the video. Finally, it's here. Guess what? Listen, we're going to start it right now. We're going to cut the dilly-dally. We're going to start this. Norman Osborn is responsible for everything. Norman Osborn is the villain of the Amazing Spider-Man franchise. I'm going to tell you what his role is. I'm going to tell you why he's the villain. We're going to first start off with this. We're going to go all the way back to before the Amazing Spider-Man. We know that Peter Parker's parents died on a plane. They died. The plane crashed. Why did they die? If you look in the Amazing Spider-Man 1, Peter Parker's parents, his father, he sees that the window is open and all of his work is on the ground and stuff like that. He immediately says, we need to leave. We need to go. We're going to take Peter to his aunt and uncle's house, and we got to get out of here. Where were they going? They were running away. But why and where to? Where were they going? Why were they running? They were running from Norman Osborn, yes, but why? What did Norman want? In the Amazing Spider-Man 2, we find out that Norman Osborn was going to use Richard Parker's research to sell it to foreign militaries and foreign governments, and he was going to use it for evil things. Okay, that's true. But what did Richard Parker have? Norman Osborn had a disease. He had a disease that was killing him. And Richard Parker, who is his best friend, was also looking for this cure, along with Norman Osborn. They were both looking for this cure. Perhaps. Let's just go, this is speculation right now. Norman Osborn needed this cure. Richard Parker finds out Norman Osborn is doing these deals under the table, selling things to crime mafias, selling things to perhaps kingpins of crime, you know, stuff like that. Richard Parker says, no, why are we doing this? We can't be doing this. Norman Osborn is a ruthless, manipulative, psychopathic killer. This dude is a genius, but he's also crazy. He will kill you. He does not care. As long as he can move along, he don't care about you. He don't care about your mama. He don't care about your brother, your sister, or your auntie. He don't care about none of them. All he care about is number one. He will kill his son to save his life. Norman Osborn don't care about nobody but himself. So Richard Parker finds out, yo, you selling this stuff to these people? Come on now. Norman Osborn says, so listen, it's all about money. I don't want you to find this out, but it's all about money though. Okay, you see where I am? You see how I got here? It's because I've had to make business plans. Listen, what did you do? Where are you at? You a scientist working for me. Now, I'm gonna suggest that you don't say anything about this. You know, I've known you for years, but that don't mean anything. If you come between me and my work, me and my livelihood, me and my life, that's, you know, Norman Osborn, he threatens Richard Parker. Okay, that's what Norman Osborn threatened Richard Parker. He said, listen, yo, you say something about this, you're done. Your son. I know powerful people. Norman Osborn knows powerful people. This dude has been working with the kingpin of crime. This dude has been working with Ravencroft Institute. Ravencroft Institute has the criminally insane. They have been doing tests. They have been testing things on these people in there. They have been working with people. He knows crazy people that are powerful, all of this stuff. So Norman Osborn ain't somebody to mess with. You don't mess with that guy. You don't. So Richard Parker, he gets the idea. Okay, you know, I'm done. All right, fine. Okay, I'm not going to say anything. I would take my research. He takes his stuff. He's going on. He's already in the midst of, he's going to leave. He's trying to get things together. He's leaving the company. And Norman Osborn maybe knows that. Norman Osborn's like, you're not leaving, bro. And Richard Parker's like, yo, I'm out, man. I can't deal with you. you're something else. Norman Osborn was like, are you? Okay. Just letting you know. So that's when, Into the Amazing Spider-Man 1, when Peter Parker is playing hide and go seek with someone. And that's when Richard Parker finds that his work has been ransacked and stuff. And him knowing how powerful Norman Osborn is, and him knowing the type of person Norman Osborn is, he's like, yo, Peter ain't safe. We need to get him out. Listen, this is for we got to get him at his aunt and uncle's house. We got to get out of here. We got to probably tell someone. They're probably going to tell they're going to go on trial or something like that. They're probably going to tell someone. But they were trying to get out because Norman Osborn wanted Richard Parker's research. He wanted Richard Parker's research to not only cure himself, but to also sell it to make superpower baddies, superpower people, to make things for criminals, for the Kingpin, people that would actually be superpowered and be able to get things done in terms of, like crime. And Norman Osborn was also selling it to other governments, which they say in the Amazing Spider-Man 2 film. So Richard Parker is like, I'm out. I'm not dealing with this. He's maybe going to alert the authorities. He may be on his way to Washington, something like that. But he's gone. He's trying to get out. Norman Osborn says, no, you're not. That's when they crash the plane. They're dead. All of that happens. Norman Osborn is responsible for Richard Parker's death. But we already knew that, though, right? I hope you already knew that, right? So yeah, The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Let's enter that now. So Amazing Spider-Man 1. Let's go to that. Norman Osborn is also responsible for Peter Parker getting bit by the spider. Again, he is dying. Norman Osborn is dying. He's the ruthless type of person that does not care about anybody but himself. All he cares about is number one. He will kill his son to get ahead. He don't care. He don't care about your mama, your daddy, your bald-headed granny. He don't care about your uncle, your auntie, your cousin. He don't care about nobody. He care about himself. All right. He's dying. Remember, he's dying. This is what happens. Peter Parker goes into Oscorp. Norman Osborn knows Peter Parker's in Oscorp. He knows this. He's been watching Peter. It's evident in the Amazing Spider-Man 2 that Oscorp watches people when Peter is with Harry Osborn and they're watching them. It's already evident. Peter Parker has been being watched his whole life. In the Amazing Spider-Man 2 trailer, we see, my dad was watching you. Peter Parker's been being watched his entire life by Norman Osborn because he knows that Richard Parker made these spiders, these things, right? These genetically altered things that would help him. If he had the regenerative capabilities of lizards or of animals, he could cure himself. But Richard Parker did something. Norman Osborn knew Richard Parker did something. Richard Parker, it's not going to work with me. I'm not testing it on myself. I'm too smart for that. I'm too powerful. Listen, I'm not stupid, okay? I'm not doing that. But we're going to test it, though. We're going to test it. We're going to see exactly what happens. Enter Peter Parker coming into Oscorp. Dr. Ratha gets sent out with the actual files that Richard Parker worked at. This is Richard Parker's work. He bumps into Peter Parker and drops it. There's a moment in which Dr. Ratha and Peter Parker look at each other. Almost like Dr. Ratha confirming, oh, that is Peter. That's when Peter sees, oh, that's my dad. Then Dr. Ratha walks to the actual place in which Richard Parker's genetically altered spiders are at. He does this weird code and then goes and tells the scientists working in the room to leave. And they all walk somewhere. Then Peter's able to walk up to it, do this stupid code, go inside, and get bit, then leave. What's wrong with that? How does that sound? Just think about it. How does that sound? A little bit too coincidental, right? Because it was planned. You don't think it was planned, do you? No, clearly no. It was a coincidence, right. Dr. Connors, then, he injects himself with this lizard stuff, becoming a lizard. Again, Norman Osborn. I'm not testing that stuff on me because listen, Richard Parker did something to it. I want to know. I think It only works with his DNA. We about to see though. Peter Parker gets bit. He becomes a Spider-Man. He's man, still human, but he has spider attributes. The human DNA is still the dominant one. Meanwhile, Dr. Connors, the lizard DNA, takes over. He is a lizard. He is the lizard. He's not a man anymore. Dr. Connors was a test subject, so was Peter. Norman Osborn don't give no craps. He don't care. He want to live. And you know, if he got to sacrifice Dr. Connors' life, Peter Parker's life, he going to do it because he want to live. Dr. Connors was just, it was that answer. He got the answer. Oh, listen, it don't work with, it does not work with other people not of the same DNA of Richard Parker. There it is. Norman Osborn finds that out in Amazing Spider-Man 1. That's what he does. Spider-Man becomes Spider-Man. Amazing Spider-Man 2. Remember the trailers? My dad's been watching you for a long time. Remember the trailers? What about Peter? Not everybody gets to have a happy ending. It's already evident that Norman Osborn's been watching him, and he already knows that Peter is Spider-Man because Norman Osborn tells Harry some information regarding him and his blood. Harry Osborn says to Norman, what about Peter? Norman says not everybody gets to have a happy ending. It's a stupid phone. But you and I can. We could live. And by that he means I could live, you know. You just got to get the blood. You just got to get the blood, boy. That's all you got to do. Get the blood. Norman Osborn again seeing what will happen. What will be the repercussions of getting this blood? What will be the repercussions? What's going to happen if Harry Osborn, or if they were to get Peter's blood and then inject that within them? Are they gonna turn into a crazy thing? Are they gonna be Spider-Man now, or what's going to happen? Norman Osborn still ain't testing that on himself. Oh no, you crazy. You are nuts. And maybe Harry Osborn would get it and be like, no, Dad, I want you to live. Even though he doesn't really know it, that he's like, Dad, I want you to live, be by my side. And maybe he'll say, no, you're taking this, Dad. And Norman would be like, you know, Norman doesn't want to go through that. Like, no, you take it, son. He doesn't want to go through that. So what does he do? He dies. He dies. He's like, yo, I'm not going to be the test subject, bruh. You the test subject, son. I am 62 years old. I'm not dying today. Dying. You are 19, boy. You are inexperienced. You are not equipped. Listen, you will be the test subject. So he dies. This is in the original. This is the original thing, because in the film it happened a bit differently with Harry Osborn and Norman Osborn not having that direct conversation, but Norman Osborn giving Harry some information of all of his work. So yes. But yeah, Harry Osborn becomes a test subject. You're going to get the blood. We're going to see what happens to you. So when Norman Osborn dies. Now, in terms of the film now, Harry Osborn, he talks to Norman, and Norman gives him the thing. Then Norman still dies. But again, Norman is never shown. We don't even see his face after he's dead. We see the nurses covering him up and stuff like that. In the actual commentary for the film, Mark Webb says something about the jar holding housing Norman Osborn's head to, quote, bring him back for the sequel, for the third film. So it was already plans that Norman Osborn was going to come back. That's already apparent. We already knew that. Norman Osborn's never shown actually dead. We don't see his face. Okay. So Harry Osborn gets in the original script, he gets that blood from Peter Parker, and then he injects it, and he becomes the Green Goblin and all that stuff. In the film, though, Harry Osborn gets the spider venom, and he injects it, and he becomes the Goblin and all that stuff. So it's still the same thing a little bit, but it's a little bit things missing, because Harry would have known Peter was Spider-Man. He would have known that from the get-go. And then he may not have said it to Peter, but he would have known because Norman would have told him. And then he would have became the Goblin, and his father dying could have been more of a motivation to kill Peter, to go after Spider-Man, to go after Gwen. It could have been more of that motivation because his father died technically because of Spider-Man's lack of involvement. So he could have had that animosity towards him as well. Now we're going to move it forward past the Amazing Spider-Man 2. Well, actually, before we do that, let's go to the end of Amazing Spider-Man 2. We see that Harry Osborn is now normal. He's a normal, he doesn't look like a goblin. When asked by the gentleman, Mr. Fierce, You look better. He says it comes and goes. What does that mean? Table that, table that. Now we're going to move to the main Spider-Man 3. Norman Osborn. This film is going to be the thing that brings everything together, that shows who the real villain is, Norman Osborn. Norman Osborn is going to come out. He's going to be possibly fine, possibly in the peak of health, maybe not. But he's going to be desperate. At the end of the Amazing Spider-Man 2, it was a deleted scene in which Mr. Fierce leans over to the glass and says, "Wake up, old friend." As I said before, the gentleman is working for Norman Osborn. So Norman Osborn, he's not going to get his hands dirty. He has other people do his dirty work for him. So this is the thing. Norman Osborn is responsible for Peter Parker's parents' deaths. He is responsible for Peter Parker getting bit by the spider, and he is also responsible for his son becoming the Goblin, and for Dr. Connors becoming the Lizard, and for Max Dillon becoming Electro. Electro was used, and I think he was going to be used in the sense that he is going to help. Harry Osborn was being told information by Norman to get this Electro. We're going to use him to get Spider-Man. Perhaps. That's what I think. In the original scheme of things, Norman Osborn was telling Harry Osborn to be, Harry Osborn's the face. He's the face because Norman Osborn is sick and or dead. So he tells Harry, listen, you're going to use Electro, you're going to get Spider-Man, and then you're going to get his blood, and then you're going to cure yourself. You're going to cure yourself because I care about you, son. In real life, in reality, he's actually just testing. He's going to see what happens to Harry. So that's what I think that was. Harry Osborn. All of this ties back to Norman. Then in the third one, it would be the reveal. The third one would be the reveal. I did this. Me. You think you're so smart, Peter. No, you're not. I did this. You're the reason. You're my creation. Then it'll maybe be revealed more of a reason as to why Peter Parker is still alive. Because if we look at what happened to Harry, he became God. But it comes and goes. So what with Peter? Why doesn't it come and go? Why doesn't he become a spider temporarily and then go back? What's up with that? Maybe there's more. I have an idea. Perhaps it doesn't have to do with clones. It does. And not that Peter Parker is a clone. I'm going to leave it there. But it'll be revealed that Norman Osborn is the villain behind everything. He's the reason for all of this. And Peter will have this hate. He will have a hate towards Harry. Then it'll then be flipped and revealed that Norman Osborn is the one to be hated. And Norman Osborn is going to be nonchalant. He's going to be cool. He's going to be crazy. He's going to be scary. He's going to be nonchalant. He's going to become, I believe he's going to be the Green Goblin, then the ultimate Green Goblin. He's going to be both. And I do believe Norman Osborn is going to kill his own son. I believe that. If you want to know more about my whole beliefs, stay tuned for my Amazing Spider-Man 3 fan film thing. It's going to be, I don't want to say anything about it, but you guys will see it. It'll be coming out starting next year. So yeah, I'm working on it, working on the story. I pretty much have the story down now, exactly how I'm going to do it. With Eddie Brock, Felicia Hardy, Peter Parker, Harry Osborn, Norman Osborn, and the Sinister Six will be in it too. I believe that what they were going to do with the Sinister Six film originally was they were going to bring the Sinister Six film and it was going to be, I was thinking it was going to be them working for Oscorp and them showing, honestly, I thought they were going to do the Amazing Spider-Man 3 with the Sinister Six film in there, and then after that do the Sinister Six film with them only going against Peter Parker, and in the Amazing Spider-Man 3 was going to be them, the Sinister Six, like it's just background characters working for Norman to distract Peter, to just to make Peter's life miserable, and then it will be revealed Norman is the big guy, But that's what I was thinking. But it seems like they may do Sinister Six film be a soft reboot in terms of they'll introduce another Spider-Man in a way. If they do tie it to the MCU, I have a video talking about that that's going to be coming out soon, saying how to use Sinister Six film to tie it to the MCU, stuff like that. So, yeah, But yeah, Norman Osborn, that's his role. He is the big villain. He is the guy behind the shadows. He is the guy behind the curtains. He's holding the puzzle. Everybody's a puzzle piece. I also think that Mr. Fierce is going to turn. He's going to be, it's going to be a twist. Mr. Fierce, the gentleman, is really in charge. And he's going to maybe go against Norman, and Norman's going to kill him. Because Norman's the big guy. In my opinion, I think that's his role. Norman is the big guy. Everybody works for Oscorp. Everybody is under Oscorp. Mr. Fierce may turn around and say, try to have that moment when I don't need you. You were all playing under me. Norman Osborn looks at him and starts laughing and kills him. Because Norman Osborn's the big dude. That's what I think. And I think Norman Osborn will become the Goblin. He'll be the ultimate. And first he'll be the regular, then he'll be the ultimate. That's what I think. And that's really it for this video, guys. I'm so happy I was able to put it out there. I was able to talk about it finally. The Osborn's role. Norman Osborn's role in the Amazing Spider-Man franchise. He is the head honcho. He is the big dude. He is the reason for everything that's happening so far. And it's all a part of his plan. So I want to have a conversation with you. What do you guys think about this? Do you guys agree? Do you guys disagree? Let's have that conversation in the comment section below. As always, thank you guys for watching. I'm Venom. Make sure you stay tuned for my radio show, Urban Nation Radio, Venom Time today at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, that's really all I got to say, guys. I want to thank everybody for watching again. Make sure you follow me on all my social network stuff. That's all in the description. Check out my last 2 videos, the Grand Theft Auto 5 first person. Oh my God! Then I put up a video talking about the PlayStation 4 and why it can't run freaking Call of Duty Advanced Warfare's campaign at 60 frames per second. And people in the video calling me a fanboy when I'm defending the PlayStation 4. They said I was an Xbox fanboy because of the title of the video. The title of the video is that on purpose to get people to go, what? But in the video, I'm defending the PlayStation 4 gamers. I'm not a fanboy and nothing. I pledge allegiance to no system, to no piece of plastic. And companies don't care about me just like I don't care about them. I only care about the games. The heck, people. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for watching. I'm Venom saying comment, subscribe. Peace out. I gotta get a haircut. I'm gonna get a haircut in time for Venom Time today. 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm gonna be talking about this. I'm about a lot more, guys. Peace. I love you all. Peace. 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 If I missed anything, be in the comment section below. I don't think I did. I think I caught everything. Yeah. Oh, and Sinister 6 would work for Norman. I already said that, didn't I? Peace. Peace. I'm out.
Venom 2 million.